Every February, the world dresses love in red. Roses change hands, chocolates melt, cards whisper promises. But what if I told you that Valentine's Day did not begin with romance? What if its true origin lies not in love letters, but in blood, superstition, and chaos? Tonight, let's peel back the silk wrapping, because the story of Valentine's Day is far stranger than fiction. To understand Valentine's Day, we must travel back more than 2,000 years, to ancient Rome. This was not a world of candlelight dinners or whispered confessions. It was a world ruled by gods, rituals, and survival. Mid-February was not a season of affection. It was a moment of reckoning, a time when the line between faith and fear was dangerously thin. And at the heart of it all stood a festival called Lupercalia. Lupercalia was not a celebration of love. It was a festival of fertility and purification. Held every year in mid-February, it marked a dangerous moment when chaos was invited to ensure survival. At the center of the ritual, animals were brought forward, a goat and a dog. They were sacrificed to the gods, not in secrecy, but in full view of the city. This was not symbolism. It was belief, written in blood. From the hides of the sacrificed animals, strips of skin were cut. They became whips. Young men, nearly naked, ran through the streets of Rome. As they ran, they struck those who stood in their path, not as punishment, but as a blessing. Women reached out willingly, believing the sting would grant fertility and safe childbirth. Pain was not feared, it was welcomed, because in this world, survival mattered more than sentiment. This is not violent, it is absurd and impersonal. Lupercalia did not end with ritual, it ended with a draw. Names were written, dropped into a jar. Men reached in and pulled out fate. For the duration of the festival, these pairings became law. No affection, no courtship, no choice. Just chance deciding intimacy. If the pairing worked, it might continue. If it didn't, it was simply replaced. This was not love. It was randomness, sanctified by ritual. This is about power, not belief. As Christianity spread through the Roman world, it encountered a problem. Lupercalia was deeply popular, wild, familiar, and impossible to erase overnight. So the Church chose a different path. It did not destroy the festival, it absorbed it. Rituals were outlawed, the lottery was banned, but the date remained. Mid-February was claimed not for pagan gods, but for a Christian martyr. This was not compromise, it was strategy. This is the most human moment so far. Valentine. According to legend, he was a priest in 3rd century Rome. At a time when marriage was forbidden for young men, Valentine quietly defied the law. He performed weddings in secret, believing love mattered more than orders. When discovered, he was imprisoned, and while awaiting execution, the story goes, he formed a bond with the jailer's daughter. Before his death, he wrote her a note. From your Valentine. For the first time in this story, love had a face. It's a powerful story, but history is less certain. Early records say little about romance or secret weddings. They speak instead of executions. In fact, there may have been more than one Valentine. Men with the same name, executed on different February 14ths. The letter, the miracle, the love story, they appear much later, added by tradition, not evidence. And then nothing. For centuries, February 14th passed without romance. It was a name on a calendar, a saint remembered, not a celebration. No poems, no tokens, no lovers waiting. Just time, moving forward, and a holiday still searching for its meaning. In the late 13th century, something unexpected happened. A poet spoke. Geoffrey Chaucer wrote of birds gathering to choose their mates on St. Valentine's Day. For the first time in recorded history, February 14th was linked to romantic love. It was not law, not ritual. It was imagination. And once that idea existed, it refused to disappear. Modern scholars would later raise questions. Was Chaucer truly writing about February? Or a different St. Valentine, celebrated in spring when birds actually mate? It's a fair doubt. But history doesn't always turn on accuracy. Sometimes it turns on belief. And once the idea of love found a date, the distinction no longer mattered. Across Europe, the idea took hold. Love was no longer instinct, it was expression. In royal courts, poetry replaced ritual. Nobles gathered on Valentine's Day to present verses of devotion, competing not for survival, but for admiration. Affection became formal, romance became refined, and love, for the first time, became something to be performed. Over time, Valentine's Day drifted beyond the courts. Ordinary people made it their own. In England, young women placed bay leaves beneath their pillows, hoping to dream of future husbands. In France, unmarried men and women shouted across streets, pairing themselves by chance. But love was not always kind. Rejected women gathered, built bonfires, and cursed the men who had spurned them. Love, once again, revealed its chaos. This is the present moment, grounded and relatable. Speak to listeners wherever they are. Let familiarity replace history. By the 17th century, Valentines were mass-produced. By the 19th, the holiday crossed oceans. And today, it's flowers in Mumbai, cards in Toronto, chocolates in New York. A single day shared across cultures. The rituals are softer now, the meanings more personal, but the date remains, February 14th. Valentine's Day was never pure. It never was. It is a patchwork of pagan instinct, religious strategy, and poetic imagination. A reminder that love itself is not born perfect. It evolves from blood to belief to poetry. And perhaps that is why, after all these centuries, we still celebrate